Moving to Punjab now, voting in Punjab for all 117 assembly seats will begin at 8 a.m. in a fierce multi-cornered contest. Congress, Aap, Akali Dal, BSP Alliance, BJP, PLC, Akali Dal, Sanyukt and the Sanyukt Samaj Morcha, a political front of various farmer bodies, are in the fray, while the Congress has now come under fire for drug menace and corruption. It is banking on reducing power tariff and Dalit face of Chief Minister Channi. The Aam Aadmi Party that has come under scanner for alleged Khalistani link is showcasing the Delhi model of governance. Almost all the parties have promised freebies like cash, SOPs, reservations for officials, government jobs if elected to power. Prime Minister Modi, Aam Aadmi Party chief, Congress's Rahul and Priyanka and the Badals have campaigned extensively in Punjab. We're also getting a reaction coming in from Channi. Let's listen.
आगे परमात्मा की मर्जी, अब लोगों की मर्जी है. हमने सब कुछ अपनी तरफ से ज़्यादा कोशिश की है. अब जो लोग चाहेंगे, जो परमात्मा चाहेगा. जी. चन्नी साहब हमारे साथ. ये चन्नी साहब देख सकते हैं. भैया जी, यार थोड़ी सी शर्म कर लो यार, अपनी प्राइवेसी दे दो थोड़ी देर. गुरुद्वारे के बाहर आप भी.
Kamaljeet Sandhu now joins us for the very latest. Kamaljeet, 8 a.m., less than an hour to go, and we will see polling that is going to begin. In fact, we've got all the three parties campaigned extensively in Punjab, and bring our viewers up to speed in terms of what we are expecting this morning and what does the electorate sentiment look like.
It's been a fierce and an ugly battle in politics of Punjab. There are 117 constituencies, 69 in Malwa, 25 in Majha, where I'm standing right now in Amritsar East, where the fiercest battle is being fought between two of the giants, Bikram Singh Majithia versus Navjot Singh Sidhu, and there is Doaba with 23 seats. And this is where the battle really takes place. We're outside the polling booth. You can't really see anybody coming in, but yes, we are at least an hour ahead of the voters. So in that particular sense, we talked, Jeevan Jyot of the Aam Aadmi Party is perhaps a nobody in politics, but she is also in the contest and says she cannot be underestimated and been labelled as an underdog. So clearly, we're looking at a hotly fought contest, especially because the one in Amritsar East is where all eyes of Punjab really are on. Who could be the giant slayer? Is it going to be Bikram Singh Majithia? Is it going to be Navjot Singh Sidhu? Now let's just recall how things are really placing out. There has been Congress versus Congress. Now we've also seen whether it's Charanjit Singh Channi, who came to campaign towards the fag ends for Navjot Singh Sidhu, who's on the home turf. Meanwhile, Bikram Singh Majithia has left his own seat, the Majithia seat, which is a neighbouring seat, and has come to fight. And obviously, this contest is going to be about the Nak and the Sak. So it's going to be about the prestige of both the political parties, which is the Shrimani Akali Dal and the Congress party. But clearly, when it comes to battle drawn, and remember, Majha is one particular which has 4 districts, but this is known as the sword arm of the country. People are here known to be the fighters, and many of them join the army and the paramilitary. So that is why we're seeing the battle here is going to be perhaps the hardest and the toughest for all the contestants out here. Who's going to upstage each other? We've seen that particular contest really happen. But as far as Majha is concerned, remember, there are constituency, whether we're talking about Gurdaspur or Pathankot, which are more Hindu dominated. Then there is this Amritsar and Taran, which are Sikh dominated. And this time around, we've seen the caste equations really come into the play, with Congress party playing the Dalit card. We've seen how Charanjit Singh Channi has been named. He's been fighting from the Malwa belt, which is again, we've seen the rise of Aam Aadmi Party in that particular region. So a whole lot of gamut. But again, Is it going towards a hung? Because a lot of people saying there is no single majority. A lot of other people who've been speculating that the Aam Aadmi Party is being doing well, but the sort of fierce allegations being leveled against them, right from the Khalistani link, which is now going to be probed by the MHA, saying they're deeply looking into this. All this is going to have an impact on the voters. So we'll really see whether in the past it's going to be a
Let's
decisive
also go across to our other reporters who are standing by. Kamaljeet, I'm coming straight across to you. Stay on with us. This is going to be a fiercely fought battle like Kamaljeet just mentioned. Manjeet is joining us. Ashutosh is also joining us. Ashutosh, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, there have been several allegations of the Khalistani link, etc. And now they are somewhere banking on the Delhi model of governance. In terms of the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, where do things stand versus the Congress Party in terms of electoral sentiments?
Good morning, Chaiti. And of course, for at least 2 months, the multi-cornered fight in the state of Punjab, for the last 48 hours, the entire battle was centric around the Aam Aadmi Party. How almost all the stakeholders, all the opponent camps, be it the Badals, be it the Congress, be it Captain Amarinder Singh, and be it the BJP, everyone just started cornering Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, over the statement made by one of the rebel from the Aam Aadmi Party who was denied a Rajya Sabha ticket. And that made the battle really interesting, particularly in the last 48 hours. Now, as far as the election campaign by the AAP is concerned, that was totally centric around the Delhi model and also taking on the opponents, cashing on the anti-incumbency, as they claim, could be against the Congress existing government. Now, I'm here in Patiala, one of the significant district, has been once a power center in Punjab's politics, particularly from 2017 till the Captain Amarinder, the Maharaja, who's just right behind me, living in this luxurious palace of Patiala, once a princely state in the, formed after 17th century and has been a princely state during the British era, now has been a power center which was ruled by King of Patiala, Captain Amarinder Singh, has been in power. But there was such a level of anti-incumbency, perhaps was the reason why Congress removed Captain Amarinder Singh and got Charanjit Singh Channi, a Dalit Sikh face, who now seems to be a face of Congress party in the state of Punjab, which can give, attain them the poor class voters, the Dalit Sikh voters from the Doaba region, which is largely dominated. And it was the impact and influence of Captain Amarinder Singh that during 2017 campaign, when Malwa, there was massive surge of the Aam Aadmi Party seats. This was Patiala bastion, where they did not allow AAP to even grow. And out of 8 assembly constituencies, Congress swept on 7. Only 1 went to the Badals. Now, when it comes to the campaigning, we have seen the bitter war of words. Even last evening, there were several videos circulated, several letters circulated, several FIRs, complaints were filed from the Aam Aadmi Party, from the Congress, from the BJP, from the Badals. And that itself says why Punjab is so significant. When it comes to Congress, this could be one of the biggest, fort, particularly in the 5 state assembly elections, which they want to protect. Now, when it comes to AAP, beyond Delhi, this will be the biggest opportunity to rise in the power. If you have Punjab,
Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. That's right. Ashutosh, stay on with us right there. Manjeet Sehgal is also joining us. Manjeet, in 2017 assembly polls, we saw the Congress winning 77 seats. The Shiromani Akali Dal BJP 10-year regime ended successfully after that, and AAP managed to get only 20 seats. Is AAP looking like it's gaining ground now and giving a tough fight to the Congress party in Punjab?
Well, Chaiti, as far as 2017 election results were concerned, AAP was the second largest party in Punjab. This time, the Congress party, which has won merely 58% of the votes last time, it's facing anti-incumbency. Many of the poll promises made during 2017 were not fulfilled. So besides anti-incumbency, there are other issues which the Congress party is facing, be it the promises made to the employees, be it the promises made to the unemployed youth, or various other promises. The Charanjit Singh Channi has tried to bring a change within 3 months of his governance and chief ministership, but still there are many issues which are concerning the Congress. And as far as
all right, stay on with us. We are getting an exclusive reaction coming in from Charanjit Singh Channi with my colleague Supriya, throwing straight across to you, Supriya.
पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी इस समय चमकौर साहब के कतलगढ़ साहिब पहुंचे हैं। आप देख सकते हैं मुख्यमंत्री चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी और उनके साथ जो है यहाँ पर कैवलकेड उनका है, यहाँ पर आए हैं माथा टेकने के लिए। और आप देखिए नंगे पैर यहाँ पर आए हैं। चमकौर साहब उनकी जो है कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है और यहाँ पर आपको मैं दिखाना चाहती हूँ कि किस तरीके से यहाँ पर जो है चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी जी यहाँ पर जो पहुंचे हैं। सर, आप गुरुद्वारा साहब आए हैं, कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
आज सुबह सुबह मैं गुरुघर आया हूँ, गुरुद्वारा कतलगढ़ साहब चमकौर साहब में। तो माथा टेकना है, सबके भले की मांग करनी है, पंजाब का भला हो, पंजाब की तरक्की हो, पंजाब में आने वाली सरकार बहुत अच्छी बने।
आप कड़ा प्रसाद भी लेके आए हैं पीछे, यहाँ पे दिख रहा है कि पीछे कड़ा प्रसाद लेके आए हैं।
वो मनता है कि गुरुघर में आओ तो प्रसाद घर से लेकर आना।
परीक्षा आगे जब है, आप जब जाएंगे तो क्या रहेगा यहाँ पर? आपको कैसा लग रहा है? पहली बार लड़ रहे हैं, आपकी लीडरशिप के अंदर जो है चुनाव लड़ा गया, आप मुख्यमंत्री थे।
लीडरशिप तो पार्टी की है, पार्टी की लीडरशिप के अंदर कर रहे हैं।
लेकिन आप जो है मुख्यमंत्री थे, क्या कहना है आपको कि मतलब 111 दिन मुख्यमंत्री रहे, आगे क्या कहना चाहेंगे जरा?
आगे परमात्मा की मर्जी, अब लोगों की मर्जी है। हमने सब कुछ अपनी तरफ से ज़्यादा कोशिश की है, अब जो लोग चाहेंगे, जो परमात्मा चाहेगा।
तो ये थे चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी जी। आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ इस समय जो है यहाँ पर माथा टेक कर आगे जा रहे हैं। कैमरा पर्सन अभिषेक के साथ सुप्रिया भारद्वाज, आज तक, चमकौर साहब।
All right, the only channel with Charanjit Singh's exclusive interview this morning. Supriya with that exclusive interview right there. Manjeet Sehgal also with us. Manjeet, we heard it from Charanjit Channi right there. He says he's done everything. Now it is up to the people to go ahead and decide their fate. You were telling us a little about, before we stopped talking and got interrupted, you were talking to us about the Aam Aadmi Party gaining ground and the Congress and anti-incumbency that it's facing right there in Punjab. Throwing straight across to you to continue.
Well, Chaiti, there are nearly 32% of Dalit voters in Punjab, and Congress is expecting a psychological spin of these Dalit voters after Charanjit Singh Channi was elevated as the Chief Minister. But remember, this may attract and get more Dalit votes, but other communities like the urban Hindus and the Jat community are annoyed with the Congress, as the Jat incumbent and Jat candidate Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa, who was first announced as the Chief Minister, was removed. His name was removed, and Charanjit Singh Channi was announced. So that has not gone down well with the Jat community, which forms nearly 22% of the electorate in Punjab. And as far as the Hindu votes are concerned, particularly the urban Hindus are also annoyed with the Congress after Sunil Jakhar was getting 42 votes, were not made a chief minister. So these are the challenges before the Congress party. And as far as Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, Bharatiya Janata Party is contesting election on all 117 seats along with their alliance partners like Punjab Lok Congress and Shiromani Akali Dal. Bharatiya Janata Party is facing the anger of the farming community. The farmers are against the Bharatiya Janata Party, but Bharatiya Janata Party has an edge over others in the urban vote bank, and Hindus particularly have been voting for the Bharatiya Janata Party in the past. But last time, 43% of the Hindus and Dalit Hindus in particular had voted for the Congress. But this time, Bharatiya Janata Party is also expecting a spin of Hindu voters due to many reasons. But as far as the security arrangements in this
all right, we'll get into those reasons too. Exactly. For now, Kamaljeet, Ashutosh, Manjeet, continue to be with us. We'll keep coming back to you for all the very latest. In 45 minutes odd from now, the polling will begin in Punjab.